So why is it that Effie pretty much burned Tariq every time she got a chance, but she didn't burn Kane? The answer to that is very simple. Kane and Effie basically share a lot of things in common. You know, Tariq and Effie have some things in common too, but Kane and Effie is looking for people that they could trust through the hard times. And the thing about it is the fact that on one level, right, because I'm going to get multi-layered here, on level, Effie, you know what I mean, really is looking for a person that she can trust, someone who's self-sacrificing, somebody that is essentially going to kind of include her in on the plans. And Tariq doesn't necessarily do that. Tariq keeps his cards close to his chest. That way nobody can know what it is that he's thinking, so that they could essentially cut his plans, right? Or intercept any of his plans. With Kane and Effie pretty much is pillow talking, right, to each other. Kane basically let Effie know in on everything. That basically he doesn't really care about Noma. He's just really using Noma as a business transaction because he knows that Noma didn't even really care about him in the first place. It's just that Kane never thought that Noma would go to the extreme of getting rid of Monet. On another reason too, why it is that Effie burned Tariq a lot of times is because it goes right back into reason number one, which is the fact that people don't really understand things from a more of a global bird's eye view perspective that Tariq sees it. You got to understand that Tariq is moving basically in certain ways like how Ghost did, where Ghost doesn't allow other people to get in on his plans. Because number one, people tend to have a tendency, right, for lack of a better term, of being able to get emotional, switch sides. And, you know, it's a lot easier to execute your plan, right, and get things handled if it's just one person in on the plan, but other people are also playing their roles, but they don't know how high up the chain of command of the plans go. Right? And you sit at the top of the chain of command, basically. And so because of the fact that Tariq always strives to have a bird's eye view, you got to understand that could get a lot of the people who are up underneath you or who are not, i.e. people who you are not sharing this type of information with, they can get kind of resentful. And this is what Ghost did. And he's taking that cue from Ghost, even though he may not necessarily know about it. He's like his father. You feel what I'm saying? So Tariq basically is moving in the same way, where a lot of people, the part of the reason why it is a lot of people disliked Ghost, excluding season 6, was because, especially with like Tasha and Tommy in particular, why it is that at a certain point they built the resentment for him in the first place is because they didn't see things from a bird's eye point of view. They didn't understand that, you know, sacrifices will be made in this game. You will lose people. You will end up having to let go of people. You can't be so attached to even the people that you care so much about, because why? You in the game. At one point in time, they could be here, and the next thing you know, literally in the twinkling of an eye, they're gone tomorrow. This is why it is that Tariq made the final decision, at least at the episode 10 of season 4, right, that just wrapped up, that he's not going to have a family. He's not even going to have a family, and if he does, he's not going to have a family anywhere near him. Not even in the same state, probably. Got to understand that Tasha, Yasmin, and Grandma Estelle, probably not even in the same New York state. They're probably not even near New York. They're probably in the West Coast, probably potentially even somewhere else in a different country entirely. Why? Because the new ghost, aka Tariq, understands the closer I have to people, whether I have a family and I let them in on the family. See, you got to understand what this represented. And this may be a longer video. This is deeper than what it is that you're thinking, right? Or you may be thinking, because the Tejada family represented what Ghost's family would have looked like, or what the St. Patrick family would have looked like if Ghost or James St. Patrick would have let him in on their plans. Ghost would have been in jail for an extended period of time. Tasha would have been running the family. Yasmin, Tariq, Diana, right, would have been the Drew, Kane, Diana. You understand what I'm saying? So Tariq learned from his mistake, because remember at the very beginning of the new series, when he found out about Monet and he was trying to get another connect, what happened? He was thinking to himself that this family is better because they in on the game. But by the end of the series, right, Power Book 2, Ghost, he realized that it doesn't make a difference whether or not you have a family and they know about what you do and they in the game themselves or they not. Everybody's still gonna get marked off anyway. So the thing is that another level too is so that he can protect them, because when you don't know a whole lot, you really don't know. You can't tell what it is that you don't know, and that brings you a form of protection because of the ignorance. Because if you get hemmed up by the police, you can't tell them something that you don't know, and also from yourself, because you might end up snitching. So, Effie not necessarily really being able to see these elements of the game, right? That's why it is that she would burn Tariq and not Kane, because Kane is thinking that he could get family in on it. What happened with Kane when family got in on it? Kane is just like Tariq now. Basically, he's making ghost-like moves, right? He knows what it's like to be separated from his parents. His guardians. Mom, pop gone. Siblings is still here. But he can't. But he's in the wind too, just like Tariq's family is in the wind. So this is what happens. What it looked like, when Tariq didn't do what it is that he did. So this is why Effie would burn Tariq and not Kane.